Kentucky. Sorry about being late. I can't help it. The grocery store is just so busy with the Christmas rush. Got Sticker Granddaughter here, and Sticker Kid will be here in a second. How's it going out there?
Uncle Paul said, happy Christmas to my favorite family.
Uncle Paul, give me that Christmas card. How you doing, Uncle Paul? Thanks for the Christmas card. I assume this is an Eric Cash painting of the Beatles on performing Hey Jude. Thanks a lot. Dear Frank, Sticker Kid and granddaughter and son, Merry Christmas. Uncle Paul.
A Little Beatles Corner said happy crumble to the Sticker family and to all on the chat.
How you doing there, Patricia? You back home or are you still in England?
Brad Parnell said good evening. I hope things have calmed down a bit for you.
Oh boy, my head was spinning today at the store. I went in and the parking lot was full and I go, what's going on? And they laughed at me. It's Christmas rush. It's like, I don't know. I didn't know it was going to happen just like that.
George Music for All Seasons said good evening to all.
How you doing, George, for all music seasons? I've seen your face on Rachel's Ghost, and I think I've seen you on a few other channels. Liven up there, Sticker Kid. How's it going?
Polly said hi, everyone.
How you doing, Polly?
Joseph Mantino said hello, Sticker family. I'm doing great.
Joseph Mantino. You gonna say hi to Joseph? Nope. What's wrong? You want some water?
No.
Dr. Rick said, I'm so happy to see you, Mr. Stickermania and Sticker Kids.
All right. Way to go, Dr. Rick. I think you send me some questions sometimes. I try to answer them the best I can.
A Little Beatles Corner said, I am back home. Have to be back for Christmas.
All right. Did you get your two sealed Beatle albums that your neighbor got, I hope? We're going to have a few trivia questions in 15 minutes, and we'll give away...
There's a few more comments.
Yes.
Gordon Teat said, Take Jude by Apologetics, a great Beatles parody. Merry Christmas to all your family. Jesus loves you.
Let's show that comic thing that Brad Parnell gave me today.
Johnny Ramon said, hi, Sticker family.
Johnny Ramon.
And
Yeah, do you live in England? You were messaging me on Wednesday night till like 4 o'clock in the morning your time.
Joseph Mantino said, happy Christmas to you all.
Happy Christmas, happy Crimble, happy Crimble. Say happy Crimble. You ever heard of Happy Crimble?
No.
That was John Lennon's expression.
A Little Beatles Corner said, yes, I got the record, safe and sound.
Good, I'm glad. Sorry about the mishap. That Sunday night we had 16, 18 packages and everybody wants their package yesterday after they bought it. So we were in a rush. I sent somebody's overnight express last week. It cost me $43. And now they don't guarantee anything. After a few days ago, there's no guarantee before Christmas anymore, even if you pay the extra.
Greg Fio said, happy Crumble Sticker Mania.
How you doing, Gregory Fio? Did you back from England? Yeah, I know you're back from England.
It's a new Greg Fio. I think.
No.
Oh, okay.
So Brad Parnell gave this to me today. Adventure comics featuring Superboy and the Legends of Superheroes. But you got John, Paul, George, and Ringo as the superheroes. Pretty nice, Brad. Thanks. I'm gonna tickle you, buddy. All right, put that over there. You want to tell a joke? You got a joke to tell? No. Got a few notes, but we'll talk about these picture sleeves real quick. I'm going to give a couple of these away with 3 trivia questions.
Can I pick which ones?
No.
You suck.
So you got the rare one for I'll Cry Instead and I'm happy just to dance with you. I got this all from the same, somebody got a state Beatles records, and this all came in today. Got the rare Can't Buy Me Love, and You Can't Do That. Somebody messaged me through eBay today and said, how do I get a hold of things that aren't on your eBay store? You got to get a hold of me at Mr. _Stickermania at Yahoo. STICKERMANIA.com. And then I put a lot of my expensive stuff on the eBay store. STICKERMANIA 2853. The signed Beatles Christmas records on there now, up for sale. And the Led Zeppelin House of the Holy is up there for sale. All right, Can't Buy Me Love. I sold one of these for $2,600. This is not near mint, but pretty darn rare. The Christmas sleeve that's hard to get. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. That VJ was trying to get rid of all their old stock when they were losing the... You don't have to be in here tonight if you don't feel like it. You go ahead and take a break and then come back if you want, if you feel like it. Go find a joke or something, okay?
No.
Well, you can't be sad during the whole thing, okay? Please. We got the rare Please Please Me picture sleeve from, this should be a January of 1964. Hard to get one of Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You, as that picture sleeve shows ring wear so easily. Got a West Coast Matchbox and Slow Down. Got that real fragile. This is a West Coast tab cut sleeve of Do You Want to Know Your Secret and Thank You Girl. And the other big hit from 64, this is going to be concerning one of my questions. She Loves You. You know that in Beatles documentary, they talked about She Loves You More Than I Want to Hold Your Hand. Gregory Fio had that great story about Ringo and She Loves You. Got some other ones here. We got Help. That's my youngest son's favorite Beatles song, Help and I'm Down. It's an East Coast straight cut. From late 64, I Feel Fine and She's a Woman. It's a straight cut. 8 Days a Week, one of my favorite Beatles songs. This is a West Coast tab cut. Hard to get the tab cut in that sleeve. And we got Yesterday, the big hit that wasn't released in the United Kingdom. Paul and the Beatles thought that the Beatles shouldn't have that slow ballad song, but they released it in the United States and went to #1. Lady Madonna in the Inner Light. Let It Be, towards the end there, 1970. Hard Day's Night, and I Should Have Known Better. Can you believe these all came from the same estate?
Whoop.
My Bonnie, I put on MGM. And I Love Her If I Fail, another tough sleeve to find. Nowhere Man, and the great song What Goes On that Ringo sings. Yellow Submarine and Eleanor Rigby, talk about a good A and B single. Here's another great one, Paperback Writer and Rain. The Apple sleeves the way they had on Hey Jude. And last few, Weekend Working Out and Day Tripper. That's my favorite double-sided Beatles single. Ticket to Ride and Yes It Is. And the last sleeve, I don't think they released this in United Kingdom, Long the Winding Road with the Phil Spector production. Went to #1, 1970 in the United States. Somebody asked me what is the United States on one of my questions on this new short, and I said, where are you from? Where are you from? The planet Mars? Do you think that was funny?
Woofy Baby's Loving Record said, "Hi Frank, sticker kids."
Woofy Baby said hi. You want to say hi to Woofy Baby?
Hello.
He bought something from me. He bought the Magical Mystery Tour Blu-ray box set. We finally got his address when he was on Rachel's Ghost, and we sent it out to him.
Brad Parnell says, so all the rumors about Paul last show the other night was turned out to be true?
Yep. Yes, that was right. The lady didn't bring out the bass. It was lost for 50 years that was in her loft. But that's because they had to get it all tuned up and completely restore it. And that was the first time Paul played it. He played it on Get Back when he brought out Ronnie Wood. And a little story about that, the Paul and Ringo thing, I didn't watch it too much because I'm so attuned in my brain of listening to Beatles albums that it's tough for me to listen to them when they're older. But Matthew Street and Mean Mr. Mayo are correct. They make the world a happier, better place when the two are standing side by side. What legends. After 62 years of being together when they started the Beatles, Paul and Ringo.
Richard James said, "Can Mr. Sticker Teenager give us a wave and a thumbs up?"
Can you give a wave and a thumbs up, please? Well, I'm gonna put you on the hot seat for a second, and then you can leave and take a break if you want to. You want to sit in the main chair?
Nicole said, "I almost forgot that Frank and Sticker Kids are on tonight."
Who was? Oh yeah, Nicole. Way to go, Nicole. What'd you buy the Sgt. Pepper UK first press the other day? All right, we talked about the 50-year-old Hofner bass that was stolen when Wings were rehearsing. They forgot to lock the van one night and it was missing the next morning. So I was right. I predicted Ringo would come out and be on Sgt. Pepper reprise and Helter Skelter. And Olivia Harrison and Barbara Bach and Stella and Mary McCartney were all in the wings. You could see them when they showed that close-up of Ringo leaving the stage. So that was pretty amazing. They were all there for that, the big last night of Paul's Got Back tour in Europe. A few other notes. Sabrina Carpenter just put out an NPR Tiny Desk concert yesterday on YouTube, and it had 2 million views in less than 12 hours. So Sabrina Carpenter must be pretty popular. And the Mojo put their top 10 songs of 2024, and of course, the number 1 song was Good Luck Babe. So way to go, Chapel. You're getting all the recognition finally. And Franz Ferdinand, Ferdinand, I don't know how, he had a big hit called Take It Up or something 15 years ago, but he's done a new rock version of Good Luck Babe, and it's really good. Just check it out. Franz Ferdinand. I don't know how you say his name, but boy, he's a good singer. I got my trivia questions there. Saturday Night Live, host Hozier, the guy that has the big hit with Too Sweet. He's on Saturday Night Live tonight. And the 4 actors that are going to play the Beatles and Beatles biopics, the 4 different movies coming out, is Paul Mescal, the guy that did Gladiator 2. He's going to play Paul. Barry Coogan is going to play Ringo. Harris Dickinson's going to play John, and Joseph Quinn is going to play George. I guess Joseph Quinn was in Stranger Days.
Daniel said, "Did you see Coldplay's tribute to Dick Van Dyke?"
No, but I need to check that out. I saw it popped up on YouTube.
Johnny Ramon said, "Highlight met James McCartney at soundcheck. Thanks, Gregory, for the hookups."
James McCartney at the soundcheck. Well, that's pretty good. What was that like there, Joey? Or what's his name?
Johnny
Ramone. You don't have anything to do with the Ramones, so you just have to have the same last name, I guess.
Brad Parnell said, "We had some guitars stolen back in the 1980s when we went on a late night movie at the Vogue, and somebody forgot to lock the car doors."
Wow. Who said that? Brad Parnell?
Yeah.
All right, a few other notes, then I'll start showing a lot of things. The holidays karaoke, carpool karaoke that's out on Apple Plus. I finally got to see the whole special. I'm glad they put Chappell Roan first. She was on for about 23 minutes. And then they had Dua Lipa. And then the end was Lady Gaga. But boy, I like all those artists now after watching the carpool karaoke. And after seeing Gracie Abrams the other day on Saturday Night Live a couple weeks ago, or was it last week? Somebody at the store told me I need to check her out. She's talented like Chapel Roan. She doesn't need any auto-tune. She's just got all the talent. I don't know what it is that I've been listening to all these new artists lately. Am I missing something, or has there always been good new music every year, or is this year, is it taken to another level? And that was most of my notes. Show some things that sold, then we'll do our trivia question. Isn't that right, Sticker Kid? You want to show me that Country Joe album? Can you hand me that up here? No?
Richard James has a question for you.
Yes.
He said, I have a Milk and Honey vinyl signed by John Lennon. Estimate of how much I could sell it for, looking to make a profit.
I think you might have asked us this before. I want that Country Joe and the Fish album. Can you get that for me, please? You'd have to have a certified COA from Perry Cox or Frank Casio or Paul Wayne or the Rockaway Records a bunch to be able to sell it. There's a lot of, I bought a John Lennon fake autograph once, over $2,000, and I didn't get my money back on it. Well, you about dropped it, didn't you? All right, sold this. We got a big estate from my partner, Joe. I do have a business partner to pull off all these big investments I make. We sold this Country Joe and the Fish on Vanguard, and it's got the original Fish game. You know, this is the big hit they had at the beginning of Woodstock. What was the name of the song? Was it I'm Fixing to Die Rag? I feel like I'm fixing to die rag. But this is the big, this is the game that was in. It was in perfect shape. Never been played or anything. The Fish game. So that was pretty cool. That sold for $44 today on eBay. What else? The Elvis train car. Can you hand me the Elvis train car, please? It sold today.
Where's it at?
He's gone. The Elvis train car. Somebody locally wanted it, sold on eBay today for $29. Says the King of Rock and Roll, the 50s, and Elvis in Hollywood, made by Lionel. This came courtesy of Dave Frazier. I was selling all his Beatles Lionel cars on eBay. I've sold most of them. Can you put this back where it was, everybody, please? Sticker Kid.
Daniel Castillo said the Country Joe album can only be enjoyed under the influence of LSD.
Uh-oh. Well, then I guess I won't enjoy it very much.
Richard James said, I paid $3,000 at a pawn shop 20 years ago. It came with a COA.
COA from who? There's a lot of fake COAs. If you have a COA from Florida, Hollywood, they're not real.
Uncle Paul said came out after his death. Like, he said the Milk and Honey has to be impossible because it came out after his death.
Yeah, I thought we talked about that before. It'd be impossible for John Lennon to sign a Milk and Honey album. You got stung by somebody.
He said, ask Frank what year it came out.
Milk and Honey, isn't it 1982? Somebody got you.
And Brad Parnell said, a modern band I like is called The Stroots. They are English. They moved to America as they are more popular here. If you like the Stones and Queen, you should check them out.
Who's that?
Brad Parnell said that.
About who? What group?
Stroots.
The Struts.
Struts.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit of the Struts.
Did you?
So Daniel Costello, let me get there. I'm going to lose track of what I'm doing. This is the Kinks album I couldn't find last time. A great Kinks album, one of my favorite Kinks album. Lola versus the Power Man and the Money Go Round. In my opinion, almost every song on this, Top of the Pops, Lola, the Money Go Round, Rats, 8 Man. It's a great album. It was originally $6.99 in the 70s. What do you think, Sticker Kid?
I'll go get some medicine.
Yeah.
DJ Morano
He's not
said,
feeling. Secret Kid's not feeling too good today.
DJ Morano said, how much is that Led Zeppelin poster behind?
James Young asked me that too. This Led Zeppelin poster is $850 shipped. It's pretty darn rare.
Daniel Castillo said, everybody plays a fool. There's no exceptions to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
We all play the fool. There's no exception to that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Great.
Most 90. I talked to Wayne Johnson at Rockaway Records at the Fest for Beatle fans at Chicago, and he agreed with me that 90% of all Beatle autographs, John Lennon autographs, Led Zeppelin autographs are fake that are on the internet.
Greg said, Joey's still sick as a dog, Mr. Paul. Please keep him in your thoughts and prayers.
Joe, I will say his name right. It's just respect to Joey. It rhymes with Holland. Joey Mullen. Thanks, Gregory.
You got it.
Joey Mullen. I was saying Malone. My notes are done. Start showing things. What are we going to give away on the picture sleeves? I know I'm not giving away the Can't Buy Me Love. And I'm not giving away the Long and Winding Road or the Christmas sleeve. I got a record to go with this. Let's give this away. Do you want to know a secret? And thank you, girl. VJ, this be February of 1964 when they were VJ was figuring out how to make the most money out of the Beatles while they could. Let's give that away with 3 trivia questions. You ready?
Right now?
Yep.
All right.
Let me drink of water and then I'll say my questions. One of them's tough. We'll see how much you guys have watched the same YouTube videos that I watch. All right. The Beatles had 3 hits at number 1 on the Billboard charts in early 1964. It was I Want to Hold Your Hand, She Loves You, and Can't Buy Me Love. So the Beatles, how many weeks were they number 1 on the charts consecutively with those 3 songs? How many weeks? With I Want to Hold Your Hand was replaced by She Loves You at the top of the charts, and it was replaced by Can't Buy Me Love. The Beatles were number 1 for how many weeks with those 3 songs? That's the first. Second one, Hey Jude. How many weeks was it number 1 in the United States on the Billboard charts? And this is the tough question. Which vintage Beatles memorabilia item is on the shelf in the background at the Tiny Desk concert that's put out by NPR? It's real hard to see, but there is one Beatles item, and it's in this room. It's on the shelves right behind the band. Which Beatles item from the 60s is behind the band on the Tiny Desk concert for the last several years? All right, we got any answers?
No.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Wait. Huh?
Casilla.
They can't see it. All right. Anybody answering?
Daniel said 30 weeks, 9 weeks introducing the Beatles.
No. I've never seen introducing the Beatles on the Tiny Desk concert. It's a hint. It's right behind me. But you got the first answer you got wrong there, Daniel. It's not 30 weeks. You got one of them right.
What do you snap before?
Anybody else say something?
Oh.
Wolfie Baby, 5 weeks. No. So there's only been one question that's right so far, and that was Hey Jude was number 1 for 9 weeks. We don't have the first one right. How many weeks was the Beatles number 1 with the 3 songs? I Want to Hold Your Hand, She Loves You, and Can't Buy Me Love. And which Beatles item, vintage Beatles item that's behind me, was on the shelf is on the shelf on a Tiny Desk concert. You have to look real close when the band moves around, but it's there.
18 weeks, 9 weeks, Ed Sullivan.
No. What's Ed Sullivan mean? That's not a
Ed
Venus
Sullivan?
event. No. 18 weeks, you're getting close, Daniel.
Oh my god.
It's a Beatles. The last question has a Beatles vintage music memorabilia item that's behind me that was on the Tiny Desk concert.
At this point, I could get it.
I've seen it in 5 different Tiny Desk concerts. When the band moves around, the drummer moves around, you see this Beatles item right behind the band on one of the shelves. How many weeks was the Beatles? Consecutive weeks?
DJ Morano asked, are VJ 7-inch singles records worth more or more valuable?
Depends. The Please Please Me is very valuable. This one's not as valuable as a Please Please Me. I've sold a Please Please Me for over $1,000 before. I told you I sold the Can't Buy Me Love for $2,500.
16 weeks, 9 weeks, Abbey Road license plate.
Abbey Road license plate. Is that behind them? That's not a vintage music memorabilia item. Oh boy. What other hints do I get? The vintage Beatles item.
Wolfie baby asked a question.
The vintage Beatles item that's behind me was made across the river. That's a big hint. It was made across the river 60 years ago. 58 years ago. Any other question?
Wolfie baby asked a question.
You're getting awful close there, Wolfie. You're 1 week off. But we got to get this, the last one. We got to get which, all right, Wolfie baby, that's close enough. But nope, somebody's got to get which Beatles item, music memorabilia item is behind me that's in the Tiny Desk concert, if you look real close. It's made right across the river at Colgate Palmolive when they were in business in the 60s.
Look what Daniel said.
14 weeks, 9 weeks, Ringo, banjo, no.
Lennon, you said Ringo banjo.
No, wait, that's not it. 14 weeks, 9 weeks, coloring book, no. You're getting close. That wasn't made at Colgate Palmolive. What Beatles item was made at Colgate Palmolive across the street and they only made Paul and Ringo? That's all the hints I can give. If you can't give it then, I did as much as I could.
Didn't you say that the other day?
Alright, don't read it. Just make all 3 have to be in the same
Alright,
thing.
Thomas Crook, you win. Is that his name?
But he didn't say it all in the same
Yeah,
thing.
but we were going for that one answer. Thomas Crook is the winner. Ringo's Bubble Bath. Soki, way to go. If you look closely on the Tiny Desk concerts, you can see he's not in the box, but he is on one of the shelves right by the drummer.
By the way, next time if you don't put them all in the same message, you're not winning.
Well, it's my fault the way I leave.
I have a joke.
All right, so the answer is, Tom, you need to send me your email there so we can, or send me your shipping address, Thomas Crook, so we can send that. VJ, can you hand me that?
The same.
Yes. So we can send this out to you. You are the winner tonight. Thanks a lot, Thomas Crook. Do You Want a Secret? And Thank You Girl, released on VJ. So I need your shipping address to Mr._StickerMania@yahoo.com. All right, let's start showing some of the stuff I got in. Tricky questions over with, Sticker Kid. You missed it.
He said he has a joke. Let's hear it.
All right, you'll sit there and make a joke. Sticker Kid's got a joke. Let's go.
What is a pirate's favorite crew member?
What is the pirate's famous crew member? Did I say right?
Favorite.
Favorite.
What is the pirate's favorite crew member?
A gold digger.
The gold digger. All right. Way to go, Sticker Kid. The gold digger. You've never mentioned a gold digger around me before, have you?
I have.
Yeah. Usually every Sunday. But we'll leave it, we'll let it go with that. All right. Today's and the last couple days, the mail's running slow. I'm still only getting 3 or 4 packages a day where I should be getting 10. Here's some of the things I got in. And then we'll do butcher covers.
Do them 2 questions real quick, George or Greg.
Dom.
We'll do the Greg first about it.
Greg said Frank Beatles single box for sale.
Yes, the single box for sale.
Dom 223 said.
This is $200 ground advantage ship. That includes shipping. From 2019, it's factory sealed.
Dom 233 said, curious if you were listening to the Yellow Submarine record, would you go for the mono or stereo mix? I've been looking for a copy.
The Yellow Submarine, you want the stereo. The mono is a fold down. The only true mono mixes are on the Mono Masters that I have somewhere, but I don't know if it's in this room. I think it's over there by my turntable.
Brad Parnell said the Gold Diggers from the Dean Martin show.
All right.
That's not what it meant.
Wolfie Baby said that White Album was last mono album.
White Album was the last mono album, but in some countries they released Yellow Submarine in Brazil as a fold down mono. They released Abbey Road as a fold down mono. Got another one of these in the slipcase, the 2023 Red and Blue album. I know a lot of people out there don't like the remixes, but I think the Red album remixes is fantastic by Giles Martin. The Rubber Soul, I think there's 6 tracks on here. We haven't got the Rubber Soul box set, but you do got the best 6 tracks remixed on these CDs. And you know, Now and Then is up for a Grammy Award, and you know it went to #1 in England. It went to #6 in the United States, but England really treasures the Beatles. You guys, Patricia and Gregory Theo, you guys know that by going over to London and Liverpool.
Oh no.
No, that's there, but that's fine.
Johnny Ramo, never mind.
Let's show some things. Kind of help her with the messages because I'm going to run out. I'm not be able to show everything if I don't keep moving. Introducing the Beatles. Just got this today in the red Sears baggie. This is when they didn't factory shrink albums in early '64. For the first couple months, this is the way they were sold at Sears. The original price was $2.69. And they turned mono albums into, they either put stereophonic on the top or they put a little sticker down there, a little red sticker, stereo. And yes, this does have true stereo mixes on everything but Love Me Do and P.S. I Love You. Stereo is on the label. Real tough. Kevin from Kevin Records has been searching for this. In estate sales, he can never find one. Real tough to find original stereo pressing of introducing the Beatles that's authentic. Somebody attacked me on eBay yesterday, said my prices were too high, and I looked at what he sold. He sold a counterfeit introducing the Beatles stereo for $60, but I didn't reply to that. But mine are more expensive because I have the real deal. Abbey Road again. Got another Abbey Road first press with the black inner sleeve from the United Kingdom. This is not the misaligned apple. It's got a little pull on that laminate, but that picture's sharp. And it does not have Her Majesty on the cover or the album. -2, -1. Excellent condition. Hardly played. It's on my eBay store. STICKERMANIA 2853 if you want to show that again. Because I don't think we ever show that.
We did.
At $159. You want to hold on to that sticker, Ken? No. Thanks for telling a joke. Yeah. Oh, he does want to hold on to it. I don't know your sign language, buddy.
I mean, he verbally said no.
I'm almost I'll be 71 in a week, and you're going to be 14. We got a big age difference. I have no filter anymore at my age, and Paul McCartney's the same way. He has no filter anymore.
Filler.
Filter.
Oh, filter.
Got some magazines. What happened to the Look magazine I just got in, guys? Right here. The most collectible, valuable Beatles magazine that Beatles were on the cover in the United States is this Look magazine from 68, January 68. I sell these immediately when I put them up for sale. Somebody wants to buy this through my YouTube channel, $140 ship, priority ship. It's got the poster in there. It's real fragile, no creases or anything. I'm not going to pull it out because this magazine would be 55 years old. Got this in today on magazines. I always try to get these magazines to have the little flap on the front because you know most of the times this flap would be lost. Little sticker, hype sticker. This is Esquire from January 65, and it's got Bob Dylan on the pictures, and it's got John Lennon, George Harrison, Paul McCartney, and Ringo. It's got all 4 Beatles and Bob Dylan. Who else is on there? I don't know. We got Liz Taylor, Jerry Lewis, the president, Lyndon Johnson, Dwight Eisenhower. They got Jane Mansfield on there. That's weird. I know she got her head cut off when she was in her sports car and ran right underneath a semi. They put that car into some museum out in LA for a long time, but I don't think it's there anymore. One other magazine I got today, the Shindig date book, the interesting one that's got Jimmy and Neil on the front and a whole big article about Shindig. I think it has some color pictures of Shindig in here. You know, if you ever watch Shindig on video, it's not that good of quality. So to really see Shindig, you need these original magazines. There's Jerry and the Pacemakers getting ready to go on the show. Got Jack Good, the producer. I had Jack Good's autograph, but I sold it on a program recently. And I guess they don't have any color photos. There's a cool photo of Shindig there with the cameras going and everything. I told you last week that the Shindig tracks were not live on the air. They recorded them earlier in the day. And then you heard a live track where the artist was miming during the show to make the show taping more smoother. But you know, Ed Sullivan, a lot of the times they were actually live, and sometimes they weren't. Dave Clark 5 went on Ed Sullivan, and one time they tried to do a live track, and it was so bad for Glad all over. Dave Clark said they would never do it again. They always performed a backing track on the Ed Sullivan show. But one time they tried to do Glad all over on the first time they were on Ed Sullivan, and it sounded terrible. How many times were the Dave Clark 5 on Ed Sullivan? There's a trivia question for you. More times than the Beatles. Dave Clark 5. Got 2 more of these audiophile pressings in here. Nicole, if you ever want to buy a Dave Clark 5 album, Joan bought this last one I had of this. This is the pressing you want. From 1970. The best of Dave Clark 5 on Starline EMI. They're all in true stereo from the master tapes. What a way to hear bits and pieces and Glad all over and all the big hits in true stereo. Mike Smith never sounded so good. Ringo Starr.
Uncle Paul said 18 times.
18 times, man, you were good. Uncle Paul, did you look that up? Dave Clark 5 was on the Ed Sullivan Show 18 times. So Dave Clark, or Ed Sullivan, believed in the Dave Clark 5. Got this in today from, usually don't deal in solo albums, but this came from Kevin at Kevin Records here in town. He brought it to the store tonight. This is Ringo the Fourth, factory sealed. And who is a photographer on Ringo's shoulders?
Me.
You got her legs on the front and you got her butt on the back. Who is that? She just wrote a book about all her famous photos. Anybody know the answer to that one? Ringo was dating her for a while. There's a hint.
Yoko Ono.
No.
Taylor Swift.
No, not Taylor Swift. That's something that I like Chapel Roan and Gracie Abrams and some of these new artists, Billie Eilish, because they can actually sing live with no auto-tune in concert.
Can you though?
And the person that she just said, I don't think can do it.
Taylor Swift?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, aren't I?
No. Everyone thinks the same.
Leo Bosey. Leo Bosey.
What are we talking about?
Leah
Uncle Paul
Bose.
said something. What's he saying?
Oh, for the girl?
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
Nancy Andrews.
Who? Well, Brad said it. Nancy Lee Andrews.
Yep, Brad got it. Sorry, Brad, you're gonna win. You're gonna win something someday. All right, my 5 greatest double albums, in my opinion, of all time. What would be? That's 1. This would be 2. That would be 3. Here we go. Got this idea from somebody in Europe. He did the top 25. This is my top 5 list. Number 5, Bob Dylan, 1966, Blonde on Blonde. My favorite double albums of all time in rock music. Number 4, Tommy, The Who, Tommy, the soundtrack. Or it's not the soundtrack, it's the original Tommy. I'm trying to win a lot of albums that somebody's selling for their father. They're all England imports, first pressing, and Tommy's one of them. I figured this is, I think I sold this to, I had a UK track, first pressing. I think I sold to John Hood, local guy, for $300. Number 2, 3, Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti. The third song, that's a third side that's got Cashmere on it. What a great side of rock and roll music. Number 2, Exile on Main Street. This is a first press by Unipack, and it's got the Artesian logo in the dead wax, and it's got all 12 postcards. Interested in any of these items, send me a message through my YouTube channel. This is a SP specialty pressing. You want to show that again? That one, the white one. And you guys are going to know what number 1 is. Mr. _ STICKERMANIA at yahoo.com. Got another white album in today. This is one of the first 10,000 numbered white albums stereo, because the first 250,000 were all mono, and this is 254. This is 254,046, so this would have been one of the first 5,000 stereo albums ever made in the United Kingdom. A top loader. Got the 4 photos in there. Got the real nice poster. Got the made in England. It's got the black die cut inner sleeves. And what's cool about this pressing, it's got no EMI on the label. which means this was the very first press of the White Album. Very good plus condition. The only one that has side 4's got some background noise during Revolution number 9 and Good Night. Side 1 and 2 sound really good, and 3 sounds good on this. Price on this is $500 if you're interested. One of the earliest stereo issues of the White Album. That's my favorite double album. That's why I have a hard time watching Paul's concerts in England, because my brain is so accustomed when they were 26 years old. Like my boss said at the store, I'm a purist. All right, let's put that away. What do you think of my top 5 albums?
Fire.
Butcher covers. Butcher covers, butcher covers, butcher covers. What do you say, Sticker Kid? When are you gonna learn to peel a butcher cover?
When he's 28.
When you're 28? I thought it was 14. 15? 16? Well, you keep putting it away. You keep postponing it.
No.
You better learn it while I can still know how to do them.
Why?
All right, we got a East Coast number 3 with a Perry Cox COA. Just got this in yesterday. Perry Cox is the kingpin of knowing about Beatles memorabilia. East Coast, excellent peel with a little flaw there on the today, yesterday and today. East Coast, number 3, Scranton, Pennsylvania. Here's another one. I think I might have showed this in the last one. This is on my eBay STICKERMANIA 2853 store at $2,200. A near mint peel with a COA from Jim Hansen. No flaws at all in the peel. No seam splits. All the printing is on the spine. And I just got this in today. I'm going to peel another myself. East Coast number 3 with the water-based glue. See, it's got some age stains on the front. Somebody peeled it back the corner, but they didn't do any damage to the butcher slicks, so I'll start there. With my steam peel, you see me do it in 2 videos where I show a complete peeling of a stereo butcher cover. What's the 2 videos are about? How long? 8 and 18 minutes? About 23 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's my butcher cover moment. See if I can get that trunk slick off in one piece. Probably do that tomorrow night. That's the end of my butcher cover minute. Got any questions on that? Where we at on time?
It's 11:25.
It's 11:25. We're down the last 5 minutes. I gotta watch Saturday Night Live. I think I'm gonna take a break after tonight. Hosier, I kind of like that song Too Sweet, but Gracie Abrams was really good. Was it last week? I thought it was. She did, what's the song she does? Big hit and number 1 in England. Not So True. What's her song?
I don't know.
You're supposed to know these things.
I'm sick. I don't know nothing. Daniel said don't forget to watch A Complete Unknown.
Complete Unknown. Way to go, Daniel. Coming out Christmas Day. They got a couple sneak peeks. I got a Best of Joan Baez album in the other room. I'll probably show that on. We're going to do a Wednesday Christmas night
That's what
live stream. What?
I was about to ask you that. If we was doing one.
Yes. Wednesday, 10:30 p.m. we will do a live stream Christmas night for all of you that can tune in after your Christmas dinner.
I'm gonna have Christmas breakfast.
All right, what do we not show? My lunchbox is late coming in. It's been in Louisville for 5 days, but the post office only fills up a truck, and they say it will start again tomorrow. So hopefully I'll get the lunchbox in before the Wednesday, the Christmas. Led Zeppelin book. We forgot to show that last time. This is on my eBay store. STICKERMANIA 2853, 1995. The Photographers Led Zeppelin, compiled by Ross Haffen. And what, Gregory Field, what does this date mean? 2/13/61. Gotta have something to do with Jimmy Page, I imagine. Let's see if we can get out and show his autograph. Huh? Who's asleep? Travis is asleep. The cameraman's asleep. So this hardback book, Jimmy Page actually autographed all these in 1995. That is his signature, Jimmy Page. Did you see him at Ringo's premiere of his country album at the Third Man Records in London? Jimmy Page was there with his young wife. Eric Clapton had a young wife. Ronnie Wood had a young wife. Those rock stars have a young one. Kevin from Kevin Records says Rod Stewart has a young wife too.
Can I read the book?
Yeah, you can read the book. No, you can't read the book.
Why not?
Okay, it's for sale. $222 on my eBay store. I think I showed everything I was going to show.
Is it almost over?
What is?
Is it still almost over?
Almost over.
Yeah.
Let's show the Sgt. Pepper Singapore that Dave Fraser, I'll meet him tomorrow. He bought this really good sounding pressing of Sgt. Pepper from Singapore. They must have got a straight master tape, 1-to-1 tape, and because this sounds just like the United Kingdom. Still cracks when you open it up. -1, -1. Paul McCartney's bass sounds great on this Singapore first pressing of Sgt. Pepper. Gotta say that right. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. I always abbreviate it because if you put all those in your title on eBay, you don't have anything left. Alright, so I'll meet you tomorrow, Dave, and you will get this album that you paid me for. I think that's it from Louisville, Kentucky. Thanks for checking in with us. And we'll be back Christmas night. I hope the mail...
Hold on, real quick.
Yeah.
Dr. Rick said, what plastic sleeves should I get for my albums? And Uncle Paul said, pick up the 1-year anniversary edition of Rise and Fall of Midwest Princess on peach.
Who did?
Vinyl.
Uncle Paul?
And
Yeah, I have that
Christmas,
peach.
Feel Better, Ariana.
Give me that peach, the chaperones. This is from Urban Outfitters. This is exclusive pink vinyl. You know I have a sign. They're all in my bank vault, but I have a sign, Chapel Roan, on the front cover of Midwest Princess. The Rise and Fall of a Midwest Princess. Where'd she get that title from? What album from 1972 did she get that title from? You guys all know, I've said it before. David Bowie, Ziggy Stardust. The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust.
Ziggy Stardust.
So you know at the end of Pink Pony Club on Saturday Night Live, when the guitarist Andrea from Venezuela is doing that shredding, and Chapel's on the ground, on her knees, right up against the guitar. That's a tribute to Mick Ronson and David Bowie when they did that during the tour of Ziggy Stardust. Boy, you slammed that phone down pretty hard.
Oh, my finger was hurting.
All right, thanks a lot. Sticker Kid, you want to say goodbye? We hope you get better. Sticker Granddaughter, everybody say goodbye. Remember, like and subscribe. I'm at 2,070 subscribers. I'm moving right along. We get to 2,500. Tell me that butcher cover we're going to give away at 2,500. All right, Sticker Kid.
Have a nice.
I'm going to give this stereo butcher cover away. I know Gregory Fio sold one today and kind of like this condition, but this is stereo West Coast.
At 25.
Give this away with 3 difficult questions about the butcher cover when we get to 2,500 subscribers. So tell your relatives, tell your friends. We need some more subscribers and we'll give this away. Thanks a lot from Louisville, Kentucky.
Have
Everybody
a
say
nice
bye.
night. Bye.